If you really stop and think about it, the human mind is literally the most powerful weapon on the planet. Seriously, think about it. If you can understand exactly how it functions, and if you can learn to truly control it, the heights you can reach are just entirely unimaginable. Today's explainer is going to completely flip how you view your own brain. We are diving deep into the source material to uncover why understanding human psychology isn't just some optional hobby. It is an absolute necessity if you want to take control of your life, your potential, and your future. All right, let's dive right into this. There's this massive myth out there that psychology is just some dry academic subject meant only for therapists or doctors walking around in white lab coats. But the reality? Psychology is the ultimate everyday toolkit. Every single giant marketing company in the world is using psychology right now to manipulate your daily decisions. What you buy, what you click, everything. It dictates how you operate in business, how you handle relationships, and how you deal with people. At the end of the day, we're all human, and we all follow specific behavioral patterns. Once you study these patterns, you stop being the one getting manipulated, and you actually start calling the shots. So here's our roadmap for today. First, mastering your inner self. Second, emotional intelligence. Third, navigating toxic behavior. Fourth, escaping the algorithm matrix. Fifth, unlocking deep mind secrets. And finally, top psychology book recommendations. Let's get into it. Part 1, mastering your inner self, which is all about understanding your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. Studying psychology is honestly like holding up a giant mirror to your own brain. It helps you figure out exactly why you do the things you do. Have you ever wondered why you might be a roaring lion at home, super confident, but then the second you step onto a stage in front of a crowd, you completely freeze up? Well, that's just your brain running a specific psychological script. But if you understand that script, you can rewrite it. And the source material gives us some incredible real-world proof of this. Take Oprah Winfrey. She faced a really challenging childhood and battled deep depression for years. But by mastering her internal psychological patterns and applying these principles, she completely transformed her life's trajectory. She went from a place of deep despair to becoming a global icon. That is the power of mastering the inner self. Moving on to part 2, emotional intelligence, or taking control of the wandering mind. Look, there is a literal war going on inside your head every single day. At our core, humans are highly emotional animals, and our success totally depends on whether we let logic take the lead or if we let our emotions hijack the wheel. Think about that exact split second your alarm goes off in the morning. Your logical brain kicks in and says, "Wake up, work hard, let's go." But instantly, and I mean instantly, your emotions chime in, whispering, just sleep a little more. What's the point of all this effort anyway? Without a grasp on psychology, emotion usually wins that battle. And this battle, it doesn't stop. It continues all day long. Picture this. You're walking down the street, trying so hard to stick to your diet. Your logic tells you, eat healthy, stay focused on those fitness goals. But then, you walk right past a street vendor selling fresh momos. The sensory temptation hits you like a truck. The smell is amazing. And right away, your emotional side tries to sabotage you, saying, "Come on, just one plate of momos won't hurt, right?" And then, you finally sit down at your desk. Your logic says, "All right, sit down, focus, let's finish this work." But your emotional brain begs, "Hey, let's just spend a few minutes scrolling reels on the phone first." We all know exactly how that ends. Hours just disappear. The source material points out that these emotions are actively trying to make us do things that ruin our mind, our body, and our goals. Finding greatness and stillness in life means you have to understand these exact trigger points so you can stop them from hijacking your day. Which brings us to part 3, navigating toxic behavior and surviving the dark side of people. Here is a tough truth for you. You are going to encounter toxic people. It's totally unavoidable. Everyone kind of has two sides. First, there's the public face. This is what they show the world, and it's usually how you judge them at first. But then, there's the dark side. That's where people hide all those deep insecurities and negative emotions. If you don't understand psychology, you're going to get blindsided by this dark side over and over again. But if you do study it, you can actually spot these hidden negative emotions before they ever affect you. You build up crucial communication and leadership skills, so you don't just deal with difficult people, you learn how to navigate right around their toxicity. Part 4, escaping the algorithm matrix. This is all about why you aren't actually in control. I want you to genuinely ask yourself this right now. Be honest. Are you really in control of what you watch and consume? When you pick up your phone, do you honestly think you are freely choosing to spend 2 whole hours looking at memes or celebrity gossip? The source material actually issues a pretty urgent warning here. You are not in control.
the top 1% of this world actively rely on the fact that you are distracted.
They keep us trapped using what's called cheap entertainment. We are talking about highly addictive, super low-value content. Things like reality TV dramas, Big Boss, celebrity gossip about who wore what, or endless superficial arguments about cricket players. Do you think it's just an accident that you get sucked into this stuff? No way. Absolutely not. Massive social media platforms employ literal teams of expert psychologists. Their entire job is to study human behavior and design algorithms and app settings that are perfectly engineered to trap your attention. They play your psychology like a fiddle to make you addicted so you never ever leave the screen. So the crucial takeaway here is this: those algorithms completely lose their power over people who study deep concepts like money, philosophy, and psychology. When you start developing rational thinking, you immediately recognize those psychological traps being set for you on your screens. A rational thinker just cannot be manipulated by cheap entertainment. Part 5. Unlocking deep mind secrets and tapping into your limitless potential. The human mind is incredibly mysterious. Top scientists haven't even cracked it all yet. When you study psychology, you learn how to tap into the immense power of the subconscious mind, visualization, the sixth sense, and even the power of dreams. But the source material highlights one deeply mystical and powerful concept in particular: sex transmutation. Now hold on, don't misunderstand the word. This isn't just a physical thing. Actually, scratch that. It is far more mental than physical. It's this profound learned art of taking raw, physical, instinctual energy and transferring it into intense mental focus and massive creative power. This is the kind of energy that builds a legacy of true greatness. We're talking titans like Swami Vivekananda, Abraham Lincoln, Muhammad Ali, Steve Jobs, Mahatma Gandhi, and Nikola Tesla. The source notes that every single one of these incredible achievers understood and used the art of energy transmutation. They mastered their deep psychological energy and channeled it directly into achieving legendary, historical success. It literally proves that learning to redirect your mind's deepest energies is a proven path to greatness. And finally, Part 6, Top Psychology Book Recommendations. Think of this as your starting toolkit. So, we've talked a lot about why you need to understand the mind, but how do you actually get started? Well, here is the ultimate curated starter pack based straight off the source material. First up, The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. Absolutely crucial for mastering social dynamics. Second, we have Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman, which is perfect for uncovering your hidden biases. Third, Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari for really understanding our evolution. Fourth, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy to help you reprogram your beliefs. And fifth, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill for channeling your raw ambition. Seriously, grab these books. They are going to give you that massive psychological edge you need in life. Well, we've covered the inner self, toxic behaviors, the algorithm matrix, and some pretty deep psychological energy today. So, I want to leave you with a final provocative thought for today's explainer. Which part of your mind are you going to master first? It is time to stop letting your fleeting emotions and these crazy social media algorithms control your destiny. Take action, dive into these concepts, and go unlock the ultimate power weapon sitting right there between your ears.